Yeah.
Good afternoon, Gossip Talk Show's family. Is Namsa here at Gossip Talk Show's Find Your Own Voice, lead from within. How are you guys?
Good, good.
Good.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you guys ready to roll?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Awesome. So our topic today is single and searching. It is timing or is it you? Single and searching is timing or is it you is an intriguing topic that invites a mix of self-reflection and analysis of external factors. So when people remain single while searching for a meaningful relationship, it is natural to wonder if the issue lies with personal traits or simply bad timing. So here's some tips that we're gonna break down the both aspects of single searching and is it timing or is it you? Carol Ann, you chose this topic. Are you looking for love?
Well, sort of, yes. Actually, I didn't choose it, but it was a great topic because Claudia popped a couple of topics over and said what well, she actually asked what are we doing today, and I said, well, I haven't chosen one yet. Have you got any ideas? So she popped a couple over, and I thought around single and searching was a really good one. So it's actually Claudia's topic. So perhaps Claudia, you might like to explain where it came from.
No, sure. It's just like as well something I felt drawn to as well because obviously when we are single and the life as well can be like quite rewarding as well for us, like we can do such things as to persuade as well the hobbies and the interests, or we can learn as well how to enjoy our own company and appreciate as well the quiet moments of solitude and so on. But however, if we are really ready and thinking it would be nice to find someone and to share our life with, and we would love to build a lasting, worthwhile relationship, then the single journey or the single life, it can also be quite frustrating then at times. And then how to, just like a few tips, as you said already, Caroline, and how to shift us as well from the thinking and the perspective of, just like to make us just like the difficulties and so on, to make it a bit more easy and to share some stuff here.
Yeah, so sometimes we sort of ask that question, is it me? Is it something about me, or is it actually timing? And so actually exploring that is I thought be a great topic to look at, because that I've actually found a quote. Lost it. The right person at the wrong time is the wrong person. Trust the timing of your life.
Good.
And I thought that was interesting, because sometimes the timing, you meet somebody and they appear to be the right person, but at completely the wrong time for you. Maybe your career is about to change in some way, you're about to move somewhere else with it, or it's going to take off, or you're on a journey of personal development and somehow it just feels that, okay, this isn't the right timing, but this person is right. And I was sort of thinking, well, that's probably possible, but reading that quote, I'm thinking, well, is it? Maybe they are the wrong person, but maybe they've come up to show you something. They've come to show you, well, this is the person that appears right for me, right, at the moment. And it's really, well, what about them is it that you feel is right? And it's looking at that and thinking, well, if the timing's wrong, then they're the wrong person. Not go sort of down that rabbit hole, but go, well, okay, so what is it about the timing? And maybe then look to yourself. Because personally, I believe when you're ready, the timing is ready, the right person shows up. So what are your thoughts?
Definitely.
Yes.
I mean, it's a wonderful topic to talk about, whether it's the right timing or if it's the right person or is it yourself. And as you mentioned, both of you, there's a lot of introspection work to be done in that perspective. whether with whom it is or when it is and why it is and why not, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks into a lot of the other aspects of life that we usually talk about, whether it's self-development, whether it is, as you mentioned, Caroline, the right person at the wrong time. And why would it be the wrong time? Maybe it is the right time, however, that person is showing you something else, right? So as you all know already, and probably our viewers, I never perceive anything as wrong or right or black and white or negative or positive. I do believe strongly that everything happens in the exact specific time it is meant to happen, whether we agree with it or not, whether we like it or not. That doesn't change the fact that an event has happened and it's simply an event. The lack of a partner in your life is simply a lack of a partner, for whatever reasons that may be surrounding that aspect, whether you decide to be alone, whether you are looking but you're not finding the right person. It could simply be that you're in the wrong place as well. It could simply be that life has chosen to put you in that situation for very specific reasons that you have to go through life and to fulfill someone else's part of life, someone else's growth. So there are many aspects of that question that we pose that can be taken into consideration and explored, obviously. And I love the fact that we can still discuss whether is it me? Or you know what? People, they are actually rubbish. So I'd rather be alone. Right? And then it's, as you mentioned, right? That the right person at the wrong time is the wrong person. And I mean, who is the judge of that person being a wrong person when it's in fact not a wrong person, it's just
Mm.
the right person in a time of your life where you need or want something else.
I love the topic. It's a very good topic, and I love what you said. And most of all, I love what come out. What you said. You said you might have decided to be alone, or life has chosen you to chosen to put you in that situation. I think is really for all this, I think life stages mismatches with everything. You may be ready for commitment, but maybe potential partners might be in a different phase of life. So maybe they might be focusing on their career healing, or maybe healing from past relationship, or just not interested in settling down. So it's very, very important to put all these things into considerations as well. And also being single is a choice. People, they make their own choices timing wise. When is it? What's the timing? Is there timing?
Not necessarily. I mean, in my opinion, at least.
Kamal, have you got a girlfriend?
Say that again.
Have you got a girlfriend?
No,
You've been smiling a lot these days.
I've always been. I'm always smiling. What is that?
Yes, you are, but
Always happy.
not like this. Come on, sure.
No, I've been single for the past, what is it now, 6 years? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're still this? I know you're single.
Still single for the past 6 years.
I'm gonna come and check on you. Okay, if you say so.
So
Yeah.
again, to your question, what was the question again? My head went somewhere else.
Mm.
What was your question, Nomsa? Does anybody remember a question?
What did she?
I was talking about timing. Is there such
Oh, yeah,
thing?
you said something about timing. That's why you
Timing,
went
right.
timing, and then you paused as if there and said, well,
It's
almost
because
like,
he was smiling a lot and he's giving me this. He's talking about timing, and then he's like, "Oh, check me out." It's like, so I'm like, I had to stop him. I'm like, is there somebody in your life? Come on.
I'm always check me out. This is me. This is who I am, right? You know that very well.
Yeah.
I've got the African blood in me. I'm like, hey, I'm here.
I mean, the thing in regards to timing as well, we put ourselves as well, we make excuses, or we come up with this phrase timing for us, but in the end as well, it's a choice, and we always have a choice, and choosing not to choose is a choice too. But for example, something where we could come up with timing is when we think of our emotional baggage as well, like some things in the past as well. So this can be sometimes as well a bit hard for us, or we think it is hard for us to find the right partner in regards to our past emotional baggage, basically, as well. Some experience where we did have a bit of a difficult journey, or perhaps as well we grew up in a household where there was no role model as well for us of a solid and healthy relationship, or maybe as well we doubt that such thing even exists, like all the stories we build around this theme, where we as well could put on in regards to, okay, it's just not the right timing, and we always come up with excuses or things we want to be doing, but not this actually. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And what you were saying, and that was just something that I was thinking about was, it's not just about being single, but it is also about having emotional and mental space to be able to include someone in your life or to prioritize them in at certain times. It's not about giving them full priority, but it means that you're not the priority in your life all the time. There is someone else included in that. And therefore, it's being able to have that emotional and mental space to be able to give them priority at times. And that baggage, the emotional baggage that you might have with you that comes with you that sort of stops you being able to give them that priority. And it was interesting that on Sunday, I became aware of the fact that I was just carrying a small bag on my back when I was walking. And because it's what I was used to do, and I could have put it off at the baggage drop like everybody else. And it wasn't until I got about 3/4 of the way round that I sort of realized and thought, well, actually, I didn't need to have my bag on my back. Why have I got my bag on my back? Because I don't need the drink in it. I don't need anything that's in it. Part way round, there was a hydration center, table where we could get a bottle and just grab it. And I went to open the bottle, and it was oh, it's already open. It's all prepared. You just got to drink it. And then the bins are there part way down. You can just chuck it in. And it's like, I didn't need anything. So why am I carrying the bag on my back? And it's because it was habit and it felt comfortable. I thought, well, I actually feel comfortable, but do I really need this? And I started to think, well, what baggage am I carrying because it feels comfortable? It's what I'm used to. And this is what I think can come in here. What emotional or mental baggage are you carrying around that you actually don't need to around relationships?
Yeah.
Someone else can take hold of it. Someone else can deal with it or look after it for a while, or you just don't even need it anymore. It doesn't need to come with you on the journey and that new journey of being in a relationship. So certainly, explore. Is there any emotional baggage that you've got that you're carrying around relationships that holds you single because it's what you've always done and it's because it's comfortable?
I mean,
So
it's a fact, very well known, that the longer you stay alone, the more comfortable you get with yourself, and the more comfortable you get with yourself, to hell with having a partner. Somebody's going to nag on my head, and I do this and do that. I could do whatever I want, whenever I want to, when I want to, if I want to, right?
yeah.
So why bother? And then there's also that timing that we're talking about. Now, the timing, when is the right timing to get into a relationship when you've been single, or which a lot of people mistake, for instance, that are couples, and we've spoken that before. Couples, they leave each other, and then one or the other partner, or both of them, they just jump straight away into a new relationship without considering the time that they had spent with in that previous relationship to separate themselves. And now this is part of the baggage that we're talking about, because you've been in such in a long relationship, right? Or in a relationship, and you've identified yourself as being in a relationship. And so your brain, you do not understand what it means not to be in a relationship and being single. And so you want that, let's call it that itch, that craving of being in a relationship. And it doesn't matter who it is at the end of the day, because you simply want to be in a relationship. There is no forethought of, okay, what happened in that relationship, whether you're in the right or wrong, doesn't matter, but what happened in that relationship, what can I learn from it, how can I learn from it, at which stage did it start to fall apart. See, a little bit of understanding and studying any relationship, as a matter of fact, not only an intimate relationship, but a relationship with any person. Sometimes you have these fallouts, and if you don't analyze and understand when and why these fallouts are happening, how are you supposed to learn, right? And these are then the baggages come into play, and you start carrying it like a backpack all along. And so timing, are you choosing to be alone because it's comfortable and you don't want somebody nagging? Or are you choosing to be alone because, for instance, you believe you have, as I can't remember, was it you, Caroline, or that was talking about responsibilities, other responsibilities that are more important? For instance, I'll take myself as an example of having children. I'm a divorced father. I share custody of my children. However, I don't want to have a partner in my life that will take my time away from my children, especially when they're growing now. I want to dedicate the time that they're with me for them. It's not that I can't share love with another person while I have my kids, but it's for them to understand the difference between growing up with a father that is different than other fathers, because I know I am, that is giving them a different kind of nurturing while still being single and able to be happy and able to manage everything on his own without needing a partner in their life because, well, they need it. And so the question arose, for instance, a few years ago, Dad, why don't you have a girlfriend? Well, the simple answer is there's nobody good enough for me here. The second part is I'm not ready to share you with anybody else, because the person that I'm going to share my life with while you're with me in this house, they have to put you first, before me even. And that's not easy to find. Especially when you're a parent that has children, that you're separated or divorced. Having a partner that takes care of your children, that prioritizes your children, that's something not easy, because not everybody is willing to do that, and not everybody actually has the capability of doing that. And on top of that, consider that people in mid-ages, they both have children. Nobody is capable of loving another person's children more or as much as their own children. It's just not possible. It doesn't work like that. So how are you going to share that? How are you going to participate in this? How are you going to do that? So is it the right timing, or is it just when the time is right, that person shall appear? You know, the famous martial arts saying, when the student is ready, the master shall appear. And I believe in relationship, it's the same thing. When you personally are ready, that right person will appear into your life and they will bring joy and extra joy. You have already joy, you have already love, you have already whatever you need. You have dealt with your traumas, you have dealt with the time that you needed to grow and become the person that you are. And so when you are ready, that person will appear as well. It's a thought.
Good God, you're so difficult. My goodness. Oh my goodness, Kamal, we've got to find you a woman.
Good luck with that.
Yes, he is so picky and so difficult. Mama needs it. Mama needs a daughter-in-law. She does. She's tired though. She's known Kamal all her life. When she comes to the house, she sees the children. It's Kamal, nobody else. Mama needs a daughter-in-law. If I do find a beautiful girl inside out, I'm calling you out, Kamal. Honestly, I'm calling you out. What do you think, Claudia?
I mean, I can feel as well from listening to Kamal, it's just not his priority right now. It's just not the timing and the priority, and I totally get it.
He
Okay.
loves his children too much.
Hey?
He loves his children too much. Claudia, she's a stepmom. You can't find it. I'm just going to stop talking. I need to find a woman for you. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Claudia. Let her think.
No, it's fine. I could tell as well. It's just not your priority. It is as well the words we choose. Okay.
Yes.
I like the word priority as well, just because it takes the pressure off a bit, Yeah. So absolutely, it's your choice, and that's beautiful. And the thing is as well with you, Kamal, you can spend all the time right now focusing as well in your kids and as well in you, as you did say, to work on your past, the traumas and everything what life brings with us, so that you don't need as well the relationship, because we do want to come out of from I need someone. That's just not really good, because like this, we only attract someone who needs us too, and I don't really want a needy partner.
Claudia, don't make it worse.
That's it. That's it.
He needs a woman. Mama needs a daughter-in-law.
I mean, in regards to Kamal as well, I was thinking, you live in Sweden or
Norway? Yeah.
Is it a big town or village where you live?
It's a 3,500 city.
So it's small, Namsa. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's small place where he lives. It's not like London or,
Don't worry. I'm finding
Her brain is going to be like drilling now.
I'm finding you, Miss Right. Who's gonna love you and love the children? Mama needs a daughter-in-law.
And she exists, Kamal. Absolutely.
Yes.
You're a perfect woman, and the kids and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, she exists, okay? But then again, it could be the timing that she is somewhere else on this planet right now, still dealing with her stuff, because you two have to be ready as well, timing again, so that you can
alignment.
Meet. Yes, alignment and timing, that you are able to meet and then to be in this nourishing and beautiful relationship.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. It's that alignment with the person that you're going to be with. Correct.
Yeah. And it's changing your language.
Correct.
Because saying it's not easy to find, that person's not easy to find, it'll never be easy to find, because you're speaking it into existence. So it's being open to actually it is easy. There is something, an ease and a grace that just happens because you've identified what it is you want. And you're saying that not everybody is like that, but you don't want everybody. You only want one person.
That's it. One person.
It's just one person.
Right?
That one person is out there, as
is
it Claudia was saying, that one person is out there. And the more you identify how you would like that person to be, it's not about how they look, it's about their beingness. And you're also saying that it's not possible for them to love someone.
No, I think this is as a human trait in general.
Okay.
A person that has their own children.
Yeah, they will love them.
They will love their children. They can love other children as well. I'm not saying they can't, but they will never be able to balance that love. between their children and another person's child. This is the same idea as, so in Islam, there is that concept that a man can marry 4 women, but there is a rule, and there is a very specific rule to it. And the rule states that only if you can be fair in everything between these women. And as a human being, you cannot. You're not fair. If you have 2 children, it's extremely difficult to love both children the exactly same way. You cannot.
Yes, no, because they're
You love them
different people.
differently. And so by loving people differently,
Yes,
you're not
yeah.
fair.
Whoa.
It's different.
It's different, and I think this is where it needs to be
Right?
acknowledged that
So
it's
that's the whole concept
different.
of another person not being able
Yeah.
to love another person's children the same way as the parent loves them. Now,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. It's all about the language that we use,
Mm.
right? Claudia said it. You don't want the partner to be, you don't want to be in need of a partner. You want to want somebody in your life. You don't want a person to complete your life, but you want a person to brighten it, to maybe put a little bit of a cherry on it.
Mm.
If I come out and Carol Ann is you can I've got 2 kids. I don't know, maybe I've done too much work on my inner being. My children have tried to make me love them different, but I can't. I love them the same. My love for them is the same. They have tried so hard. My oldest one will say, I am my mom's favorite because I was born first. And the other one, but I don't feel that way. I feel them the same. I feel the same. I don't know. Maybe I've done too much inner work. But comes to what Kamal was saying, is when you have children, you have to be careful who enters your life with those kids, because they can abuse the kids. But because of you come out into personal development, your energy can bring the woman that can love you and love your children. So you are making an excuse that, okay, I'm going to find you a woman and I'm going to forget everything that you've just said. As long as that woman can love the kids the same and love you, that's good enough for me. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep an eye now. If a good woman comes along, I'm gonna give you a call.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued with what you were saying, Nomsa, though, because I love both my girls, and they are different people. So I love them for who they are. So I don't quantify my love as being more for one or the other.
No,
It's
it's
I think
different.
what I mean is, God's love is not different from anybody. It's one. He loves us in one code. That's what I mean. Once you understand to love in one code, I don't know. I did my inner work, and somebody even said to me, Nomsa, I have tried to make you change within it, but you can't change. You cannot take side. I can't. Even my family have tried. I've trained myself to love in one code, in one place. My children are different. They're 2 different people leading 2 different lives. Some of them is going to be a lawyer, some of them is going to be this, but that love is in one code. It's like you can't ask me to love you more than the other one.
That's
That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're. Yeah, I
okay.
don't love one more than the other.
Okay, because I know
But
some parents
different.
have their favorite, but
Yes,
me, I don't have my favorite.
That happens a lot, and what we're saying is that by extension of them being different, your love automatically, physically, as a human being, you're incapable of loving them the same way because specifically they are different.
I don't know. I don't feel that way. That's why I'm saying maybe
that's not something that you can actually express in any words. It's not very easy to express, and that's what we're talking. Love is one. Yes, we do love people. I love you in a very specific way. I love Carol Ann in a specific way. I love Claudia in a specific way. Everybody has a certain thing of love, a definition. Your definition of love is not the same as my definition of love.
Okay, now I understand. Now I get it when people say, Nomsa, you're not normal. Now I get it. Honestly, I don't feel, for me, love is in one code. You can't ask me to love somebody different. Love is love. The only different that I feel is like with my spouse, I can see the difference of the love that I have. That is different. But okay, I got to check this out. Why I feel
We got it, thank you.
yeah, I got to check this out.
Yeah.
Well, you make it sound uncomplicated and easy, Nomsa.
Yeah, life is easy. That's why I always say to people, do not complicate. Because before I started doing my inner work, like fasting, I used to think that there is some certain like interest that I like, but now I'm realizing actually that's no, as a human being, that's not how it works. There's certain character where you can't enter, like myself. I can't go clubbing anymore. So that one is out. But if somebody comes to me and say, Nomsa, I'm going to this place, would you like to come with me? I feel like I'm in it. I'm not limiting myself anymore, honestly. But before, if you were to ask me, I'll tell you these are the things that I like. These are the things that I like. But now I feel there's an open gate. I don't have a limitation. I don't see why I should limit myself. Maybe I need to check that out. Now you guys are making me questioning myself.
And this is what exploration and personal growth is about.
Yeah.
It is about questioning yourself. And okay, you may come up with the answer that, yeah, what you experienced before was, yeah, well, okay, that is it. But it clarifies it in a different way.
Yeah.
And it is, it's great to be constantly exploring and questioning, because that's when you're growing. And I mean, for me, when my ex-husband and I, we parted company, which was what, 25 years ago now. And in the beginning, for many years, it was like, no, wasn't bothered about having someone else in my life. It just felt I wasn't ready for anyone else. I just emotionally didn't feel like I was up to it, and it just didn't feel right at all. And with you, Kamal, things aren't right or wrong, and it didn't feel comfortable.
That's
rather than right. It didn't work in that time, and I was just happy just to plod along. And then at one point, I did start to think, oh, maybe I could. And then I started to explore it and started to then define, well, what would that relationship be like? Because I'd started to realize actually and think about what my relationship had been like and what I'd actually put out for in the beginning. And as I've said before, all I wanted was somebody to have children with, which I did. I never defined it past that. So I started to define it even more finally. But I think having someone who is your best friend for me is key.
Definitely, yeah.
They've got your back. And actually, I also realized that I hadn't defined friendships. So I then, after a few years of, thinking, oh, person still hasn't come, I went and looked back at you haven't defined friendship. So I started to define, and explore, what is friendship? And realize I didn't really know what being a friend meant, or could be. So for me, so I started defining that. And I think I'm sort of clearer now. And if somebody did come into my life, I'm much more clear on how I would like that to be. And I want someone to share this life with, to share what I do. And it's someone who is interested in what I do. I'm interested in what they do. And we can talk together, but we can talk and we can confront issues. I was not able to confront issues before. There was no confrontation. If there was, it was explosive and non-talking then for weeks on it, and so it's being able to deal with that. But knowing that won't, it's like, no, that doesn't need to be here anymore. So I think it's now me just putting out there that I'm ready, and whoever shows up will show up. And my life would be at such a point that they would just slot in. It would
That's it.
just,
Yeah.
they'll just slot in, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden I'm going, oh, here we are together, and we're on this journey of exploration in this life together, you know. And I've always said that we can be apart and even around the other side of the world, but we're still together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody can get between us. And it was something that I recognized with my own parents. It was like there was no one could get between them. They were like this. And my sister was saying the other day, we were talking about it, and she said, Jem, my dad's sister, our aunt, used to say that they had, you know, my mum and dad had, once they met, they had eyes for no one but each other. And my sister was saying, yeah, and they used to, when they were hugging, she said, I used to try and get in between them. But I always had this strong feeling that they were together and looking in the same way. And I bought them a statue of two dancers, a male and a female dancer, and they were looking in the same direction. And to me,
Beautiful.
that absolutely signified them. So,
Yeah.
you know, it is, and it is that being able to dance together. You know, my dad didn't, he wasn't a dancer, bless him, but he would have a go. My mum was a dancer, but I'd love someone who's a dancer,
Yeah.
you know, and dances with dances and dances with life and dances with conversation, you know. So
Carol
yeah.
Ann, you could go to some dance events, you know, like dance lessons or something, and then to meet him as well there.
Maybe, but I am getting out about a bit more now.
Okay.
Different
Yeah.
things, yeah.
That's
So
the thing as well. After
it's
we have to do something as well, you know,
Yeah.
like what actions are you then, you know? So when the timing is right and you are ready, you
Yeah.
know, so what are you doing then about that, you know? It's just like,
Yeah.
But again, I do like as well what Kamal and Carol Ann, they both have the belief at the right person when the time is right and the alignment is correct as well. They will come to me absolutely like this as well, because again, what we believe, this will as well then be reflected as well in
Correct. Yeah.
life. So absolutely, I like it. And then just like, just get out about it and do something about it. I mean, I was single for 12 years as well before I met my partner. It's 3 years ago now that I met him, and we live now for 2 years together. But like, I was just thinking as well in regards to the timing for me, but it's just, I think it was just the time. It was just a very long time for me as well to be by myself, just like a few occasional dates, but nothing exciting about it. And then I just knew I was a bit over it, you know. You just know sometimes as well, you're just over it or you're ready, and then the timing is right as well. And then I was, it was around COVID actually as well, you know, like the first lockdown has been lifted and we could go out again more. So I was actually living by myself as well through COVID, which I actually enjoyed, to be honest, because I was listening to some stories. They had to homeschool the kids and the partner, everyone in the house 24/7. So not for me, but I was still in that time living by myself. I had the desire and everything, just, wouldn't it be nice, you know, now after 12 years of solitude, just to go out there and to, and to do something about it. And then I didn't meet the perfect date right on the very first one. I had to do a few dates, but then as well, I didn't get as hardened about it. Every date I saw as a bit like, okay, what is something I like to add in regards to my list for the relationship? So I just made it a bit more fun instead of being, okay, so when is he going to come or to show up and everything, just like a bit easy and fun. Yeah.
I like that. And you know, you were mentioning a word that reminded me of how I see life, and we've spoken about this as well. It's, you said the word, I want them to fit into the slot. And if life is a big puzzle where we are in, and a part of that puzzle, and the puzzle still needs to complete itself, that person fits perfectly into that bit of our life where we're growing. And so that partner is there, yes.
Mm.
For whoever's watching, your partner is there somewhere, whether you're single or it's timing, whatever you believe. It's both of them at the same time. It's not either or. It's the timing and it's yourself. It's you believing in yourself. It's the time for them to grow. It's the time between you together apart until that right moment comes where they fit right into the sequence
Mm.
of your life.
Yeah.
And I think that word that you chose is fitting in sequence or fitting in that slot. I mean, I'm thinking about my computer because I was teaching my son the other week how to build his computer, and he built it. I mean, I helped him, but I was explaining each thing fits in a specific slot because, and in a specific time. So, and you made just a beautiful representation of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like, Anna, how you describe your parents, that their love was unbreakable. And nowadays, and also I think that's what Kamal is so like weary, like I've got to be careful with who enters my life with my children. Nowadays, those kind of people, they are rare to find. They're still there, but they're rare to find. And it's like life is so fast now. We want ready-made relationship. And I like the way Carol Annie described her parents. That's how I saw my parents as well. But that kind of love now is just everybody interfering with everybody. It's just messy. The world is messy, honestly. I always tell my clients, like when they come and tell me, I know I'm single, they'll tell me how they feel, how their parents. I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm listening. I'm like, is your life about friends or family? It shouldn't. It should just be about you. If you're single, it should just be about you. Wherever you find that love, we shouldn't bother anybody, or you shouldn't be bothered about this one married, me not being married. Because, like the way Carol Ann described her parents, that love is rare and it's real. Like she's saying, they were dancing together, meaning they knew when they entered that relationship, they knew that, you know what, the timing is good and we know why we're here. And we're going to dance together. Even if we want to cry together, we're going to cry together. And I hope our audience that are watching, and they will take that with them when they meet this special person like Claudia. You've waited for 12 years and your spouse just fitted that puzzle and just perfectly. And I hope when anyone that is watching, they will do the same and just meet that special person for them, not for their family, not their friends, and just love that person, enjoy the rhythm of love, and just be in that place where they just enjoy their lives. Because honestly, love nowadays is messy. I don't know whether it's me that I say, honestly, social media is making things up and us interfering with each other. Me, Nomsa's learning, Nomsa minds their own business. Honestly, if I'm not invited to the story, I stayed well out of it. But if I'm invited to the story, that's when I get involved. So I think it's so beautiful. Like Kamal, you're waiting for that puzzle to fit in. And that story is going to be so beautiful when that person enters your life and you're like, you know what, Queen? You are the one I've been waiting for. And you go back and ask her what to watch the video.
Oh, I love what you just said, Nomsa, about enjoy the rhythm of love, because I've never thought of it in that way, but there is a rhythm, and it's enjoying that rhythm. It's dancing to that rhythm of love, and that, it isn't something that is static. It lives, it breathes, it grows, it, in and out. There's a movement. Sometimes it sort of feels like there's some containing with it, and then it'll breathe into it and out, it expands again. But I think this was something I read somewhere about children coming into your life, you know, as family. Your love it can expand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that someone is taking up a portion, you know, so you get a smaller portion of that love in the family. Your love expands, and love can expand to include other people in it. And I think that's the beauty of love, of life and love, and that rhythm. That rhythm. Beautiful. I love that word, that expression. Because I love the song The Rhythm of Life. You know, the rhythm of life is a beautiful thing. Yeah, feel the power and everything. And so it can apply to love as well. It has got a power in it. It's really powerful. And there's another quote that I found this morning. When you're truly ready for a relationship, you'll stop looking for a perfect person and start focusing on becoming the perfect person for someone else.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I thought, yeah.
I like this. And as well, meanwhile, whilst we are still single, as I already as well mentioned about Kamal, just use the time as well for your own interest, your studies, the courses.
Yeah, exactly. That's
hobbies. Just make yourself as well, you know, like an interesting person. You're growing and learning. And this is just like as well beneficial as well.
That's the whole point, yeah.
And for your confidence too.
That's actually, you're bringing out the whole point of why it's better to be single for a moment, to be that person that you want to be later on, the person that you want to be for your partner, for your children, for your family, for yourself, on top of everything, right? What are the hobbies that you forgot about that you want to pick up again? What are new hobbies that you would like to get to doing? What do you want to start reading if you haven't picking up a book in a while? How much do you want to read? How do you want to enjoy your morning coffee? How do you want to enjoy your evening time? You know, all of these small, tiny things that people consider banal and like pointless, they're very important for the growth of yourself. And as Claudia mentioned, that self perspective and then self-confidence, because you build up the person to the point where I'm here, I'm ready. And then everything around you falls into place. There's no worry, there's no anxiety, everything happens in the right time. And so that growth, you're nurturing that plant that is your human soul.
I like that come out when you say there are little things that people they consider pointless. And you know, those little things that we say, oh, they are pointless, is that what makes the puzzle of the rhythm of love fall into place? And also not taking each other for granted. And also the timing, like Claudia, from the beginning, you said sometimes it could be the challenges that we go through when we were young and things like that. And that we carry, and Carol Ann, you mentioned the habit that you carried your handbag and you realize actually you're used to it. You should have easily left the bag. So we do all these things, and which is my life. It is what I'm trying to do. The things that I'm used to, I'm not doing them anymore. I'm pushing myself to do things that I wouldn't go for, and it's what I go for, and everyone is creeping out. Like, but there's nothing changed with me. So just, it's just knowing that there are no limitation for a human being. We can be more than we think we are. And also, people are searching. Sometimes the relationship don't work because people are searching for what is missing in them. When I started clearing my soul, cleansing my soul, I've realized actually the things that I thought I wanted in a relationship is the things that I couldn't give it to myself. So I needed to give myself love more than somebody could give me. But I thought love comes from the other person. And the more I do it, the more my life becomes clear, that having clarity of who I am. And when I'm sitting there listening to people sometimes, or sometimes when I'm listening to Martin, I'm thinking, he's just limiting himself. I wish he could just get to the other side and see what life is about. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I actually understand, Kamau, you're fasting as well, aren't you? That's why you haven't got a woman. Because that's why he's enjoying that life, because his inner being as well is doing the same thing that I'm doing. So he's choosing his life. His heart is choosing what he wants to be.
Well, I haven't. I have decided a long time ago. What I want is set by God. I just let go of things. There's no point for us as human beings to want to control things that are outside of our control. The only thing I have, for instance, is, oh, there's a lovely lady. Hi, how are you? You look lovely. Would you like to go on a date? No? Okay, fine. Go away. Want to have a coffee? Yeah, perfect. Let's have a coffee. Interesting? Not interesting? Okay, see you around, or maybe not. That's the only thing that you can control. You can control your reaction. You can control your actions in life. You can control your emotions and be aware of them. However,
emotionally, he's in the same level as me because he is fasting as well. He fasts every day. Did you know? I didn't know this. He's fasting every single day.
We spoke about that a long time ago. It's been 2 years now that I do intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and it changes you inside, actually. You get to... Yeah.
So you skip the breakfast then?
Well, I do a completely different intermittent fasting, because the intermittent fasting is usually from like 12-1 to 6-7 kind of thing. You have a 6 time frame where you can eat 3 meals or 2 meals. I actually don't eat. I only eat 1 meal, which is around 7, like 1 full meal. And I drink water the whole day. I drink 1 coffee in the morning, which is the only thing I drink.
I don't eat at all.
And I drink water.
Okay.
And then
I don't eat or drink
7,
water
8,
until I break my fast.
Yeah, that's a different type of. You're doing a religious fasting. It's different. And then I eat around 7, maximum 8, and then after that I don't eat anything. And usually when I have the kids over on weekends, I make like pizzas, or I make different foods where we have nice breakfasts and nice dinners and like very fancy stuff, where I eat bread. Apart from that, I also stopped eating bread. I don't eat bread. So it's a healthy way of living, because I feel myself lighter. There's no excessive calories, and I'm fine with people actually eating next to me, and I'm not eating. It doesn't make a difference. But
okay, sorry to disturb you guys. Carol Annie, you are the host. I've got to go. I've got a meeting at 2.
All right, see you.
Okay.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I interesting, because when you Noms was talking about fasting, I immediately went that you're on a fast now in terms of a relationship.
No. She was
No.
about,
That's where I went. I know she was talking about,
but
I thought, what an interesting concept, though.
Yeah, I can see
that we could be on a fast in terms of a relationship.
Absolutely.
We're cleansing and we're clearing
and that's
ourselves.
very healthy as well, because people go around on dates and they go on one night stands and they go and do that. That's very, very unhealthy for the soul, for your being itself. You carry whatever baggage you carry from a previous relationship, and you go and have intercourse with another person, you're transferring that energy with you, right?
And you take the energy as well on
exactly, right? It's a give and take. So that
you're conscious about the person as well you are with, because you pick up as well their stuff and their energy.
So a fast from relationship is also something important to do every now and then.
Absolutely.
I think something else to notice is actually a recurring patterns, because if somebody has perhaps been in a relationship after relationship and it hasn't worked, well, is there a recurring pattern? Are you going for the same person? Maybe it's the same person that's emotionally unavailable, or there's just something about them, but you keep going for that. Again, it's just stopping and taking a back step, and it's about them reflecting, and it's about becoming present to what actually is happening. And then again, go inside, and what causes you to go for that same person each time. And then do something about that. And again, that's what we here can support people with, in actually clearing those patterns and freeing you up from that pattern, because sometimes it's not always easy to do it for yourself, especially if you don't have the tools to do it. So again, recognize that the pattern is happening. That's half the battle, and you can do that. You can at least stop and recognize the pattern. And if you want help to then dismantle that pattern, change it in some way, or shift it, or create a new pattern, whatever you want to look at, you know, reach out to one of us here, because we can actually support you with that. And it is important about changing the pattern and finding yourself then being with somebody different. And again, if another pattern shows up, so another pattern shows up, it's okay. It's part of learning. And, you know, and this is where I think it's allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to put yourself out there and take the steps. Because as you were saying, Kamal, yes, I agree to going out with this person. Do they, you know, does it work? No, right, okay, not again. It's just about assessing it each time. And it's not about whether it's right or wrong. It's, does it work, or is it, are they compatible? You know, choose your words. And there is another quote I've got here. A relationship is not about finding the right person, but about creating the right relationship. It's not so much about how compatible you are, but about how you deal with incompatibility.
Yeah.
You know, so somebody could be incompatible. It's how do you deal with it? You could be completely compatible in the way you deal with it. So that incompatibility actually works.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know?
Yeah. And the thing is as well, Carol, where you did say as well, just to go within and to look at some repetitive patterns, but as well to go within and just to see if there are any beliefs or stories you have created about relationships and how they're supposed to look like, or how they look for you. Obviously, today we have shared some tips and some of our personal stories as well, but as well I go within and see what have you created for yourself, and then as well you can go out and uncreate it as well. And obviously we are here as well to help you if you want like fast results as well. Yeah.
Very nice. I like that, uncreate. Yeah, that's what we do here. It's we break down these limiting beliefs, as we call them, and we at least with our talks, we do our best to help those that are listening, that want to listen, and that want to break these unwanted beliefs. I think that's important. We're coming close to the end, so I'm gonna actually share last few words, and I'll go into the Stoicism direction, because I believe it's as important to be alone as to being with the right person at the right time. And Stoicism, or specifically Marcus Aurelius, he said, no one can find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. That retreat is up to you to create. That quiet place is where you create, get away all the chatter, rid yourself of all the baggages and the unwanted beliefs and the matters that are troubling you, to put you into that relationship that you believe you need, but it's something that you want instead. So take the time to be quiet and find that retreat within yourself.
Wise words. Thank you. Claudia, you got some last?
No, just what I just said before as well, just like repetitive pattern, pay attention, but as well, again, here, the beliefs and the stories we have created as well for ourselves. You know, we may have picked them up at the childhood, the parents, and so on. Just like, you know, go within, because it is within. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And so just the last quote I'd like to leave people with is by Mandy Hale. Sometimes you have to let go of the life you pictured to find the love that's meant for you.
Nice one.
So thank you all for listening, and we're here Monday to Friday, 1 o'clock. Take care and look forward to being here again. Okay.